Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through some of the problems on the 1E assignment from core topics. Okay. First one, 5 plates, 2 bowls cost 53 pounds, I believe what that stands for. So what we want to do is we want to set up some simultaneous equations. So we know that, let's say 5 plates, let's call that 5P, plus 2 bowls, we'll call that 2B, equals 53. We now know that also 3 plates and 8 bowls has to equal 93. Find the cost of each item. So this by far is the hardest part. Got to set this up. So 5 plates, 2 bowls cost 53. 3 plates, 8 bowls cost 93. So hopefully you can see how that has gotten set up. And then now we can either do substitution or elimination, or you could graph them both on a graphing calculator, but I'd suggest doing elimination on this. Let's see, the bigger of these two is 5. Is there something nice that I can multiply 3 by to get to the opposite of 5? No. Biggest of these two is 8. Is there something nice I can multiply 2 by to get to the opposite of 8, which would be -8? Yes, that would work. That would be -4. So distribute that -4 to all these, and that gives us -20p minus 8b equals, let's see, whatever 53 times 4 is, right? 212, right? And that's going to be -212 because these are all multiplied by negatives. And now we want to add these two lines here together. So 3p minus 20p is -17p. Those turn into 0. And then we get -212 plus 93 is -119, right? Yep. Okay. Divide both sides by -17. And our price will be, so 119, it's -119 divided by -17, so I'm going to do +119 divided by +17, and that gives us that the plates are 7 pounds each. That is that. Let's see if I can make this, close enough. You get the idea. So that's how much a plate is, 7 pounds. And now that you know what the plate is, we can plug that into either one of these to figure out what the bowls are. So I'm going to use this first equation here. 5p, which we now know is 7, plus 2b has to equal 53. So 35 plus 2b equals 53. Subtract 35 from both sides. And we get 2b equals, what's that going to give us? 18, I believe, right? Let's double check. 5, 8, yep, 18. Divide both sides by 2. And each bowl is going to be, let's see, I'm going to get another chance to make this pound symbol, $9. Okay? All right. Next one. 5. Hardware store sells 3-liter cans of paint for 36. I don't know what that stands for. I probably should know. And 5-liter cans of paint for 48. And one day the store sells 71 liters of paint worth a total of 768. How many cans of paint did the store sell? So let's see what we can figure out. We got to come up with 2 different equations, because we have 2 unknowns, right? We don't know how many 3-liter or 5-liter cans they sold. We're just trying to, we just know that they sold a total, how many total liters they sold. Okay, so we know that, let's see, 3-liter cans sell for 36, 5-liter cans sell for 48. So we know that the total price is going to have to equal the, let's see, 3-liter cans, every 3-liter can, so let's call that, the 3-liter cans will be X and the 5-liter cans will be Y. How about that? Price will be X plus Y. And then the X sells for 36, so we'll do 36X plus 48Y will give us our total price. And we know that the total price was 768. Okay, so let's rewrite that. So we know that 768 is going to equal 36 times the total number of 3-liter paint cans sold, plus 48 times the total number of 5-liter cans sold, right? And then one day the store sells 71 total liters of paint. So then we can say, okay, we know that they sold 71 liters. That's going to have to be the number of X, the 3-liter cans, times 3, plus the number of 5-liter cans times Y. So that's the number of 5-liter cans times 5, and the number of 3-liter cans times 3, right? Because each 3-liter can has 3 liters, each 5-liter can has 5 liters. Okay, so now look, we have two equations with two unknowns, so let's set these next to each other. 3x plus 5y. All right? Now, I notice right away that 36 is a multiple of 3, so if we multiply this here by negative 12, let's see, we got 12 times 71 gives us that this is negative 852. Negative 12 times 3 is negative 36x. Negative 12 times 5 is negative 60y. That's this equation here, all multiplied by negative 12. I'm going to move this one down here to 768 equals 36x plus 48y. Now we add these two together, and that gives us negative 12y here. And then let's figure out what this is. 852, and the difference between that and 768, right? It's 84. But that's a negative 84, so divide both by a negative 12. And we get that y equals 7. So we sold 7 5-liter cans of paint. And then we also are going to have to then figure out how many X's we sold. So we can plug that into either one of these original equations. I'm going to plug into this one because it's a little bit smaller and nicer to work with, so I know that. 71, equals 3, I'm going to circle that because we'll use that later. 3x plus 5 times y we know now is 7. So 71 equals 3x plus 35. Subtract 35 from both sides, and we get 36 equals 3x. Divide both by 3, and we get x is 12. So we sold 7 5-liter cans and 12 3-liter cans. How many cans of paint did the store sell? 7 plus 12 is 19 total cans. Okay? That one takes a little bit of work, but again, the hardest part of these is always trying to set up your two equations. And that one was a little trickier. But I've seen lots of questions like this on IB test. This seems like to be a really good IB test type question, just as a heads up. Okay. All right, one more. 7. The current world record holder in both the 5,000 and 10,000 meters is the Ethiopian runner Kenija Bekele. I probably butchered that person's name, so I apologize. In his career, he won 3 Olympic gold medals and 5 world championships. His world record times are, for both of those. His tactic in the 5,000 meter was to run at a constant speed of 6.5 meters per second. Meters per second. That's what that -1 is for most of the race. And then sprint the last section at 7.7 meters per second. How far did he sprint at the end? Okay, so we know that. Let's see. It's going to take, if he were to run at these rates here and came up with 12 minutes. Oops, sorry. 12 minutes, 37.35 seconds for the 5,000. We're going to be using this info up here to help us with that, right? So let's do this. Let's call this X will be the time. Let's even do this one better. So let's say X is time run at 6.5 meters per second. And then Y is going to be the time run at 7.7 meters per second. Okay? So we know that it took the total time was 12 minutes 37.35 seconds. Okay? And we know that some of that time was run at 6.5, some of that time was run at 7.7. Okay? So let's turn this here into, this is all in seconds, so let's turn this whole thing here into just seconds. Let's do this. Equals how many seconds? So the 12 minutes, so we got to take 12 times 60, which is 12 times 6 is what, 720 seconds, plus 37.35. 37.35. So this is 757.35 seconds total. Okay? So we know that 757.35 has to equal, that's the total time spent, has to be X amount of seconds run at 6.5 seconds. So these are this is just the seconds total, right? So that has to equal the X plus the Y. So it could run, like maybe he ran for 700 seconds at 6.5 and then the last 57.35 at Y. So this is one of our equations. All right, and then now we know that we also have a total distance. So we know that, let's do this over here. We know that 5,000 is the total distance. So 6.5 meters per second, we know that 6.5 times X, that's how far that he ran at that speed, right? So if he ran for, again, say 700 seconds at 6.5 meters a second, 6.5 times 700 will give us the total distance. So we got to do 5,000 equals 6.5 X plus 7.7 meters per second at the Y. Oops, that's the Y speed. So at that amount of time, that's what I was trying to spit out. Okay, so now we have our two equations, two unknowns. That's the hard part. Now we can take those two and put them next to each other and use them to solve. Okay. On this one here, since we have a nice X and a Y, I might just do this. I might just subtract a Y or an X, it doesn't matter, from both sides and say X equals 757.35 minus Y is what X is. And I'm going to take that there and I'm going to plug that in for this X right here. So we got 5,000 equals 6.5 times 757.35 minus Y plus 7.7 Y, and then solve this. 5,000 equals, let's figure out what 6.5 times 757.35 gives us 4922 points. Wow, that's a goofy number. 4922 point, let's do 775 minus 6.5 Y plus 7.7 Y. Okay, so 5,000 equals 4922.775 minus 6.5 plus 7.7 is plus 1.2 Y, right? So then subtract the 4922.775 from both sides. And we get that 1.2 Y has to equal, and so we will do 5,000 minus second answer. So 5,000 minus this answer here will give us 77.225. Right, and now we divide both sides by 1.2. And we get that the time spent running at y, so we divide that by 1.2, gives us 64.35 seconds, we'll call it. Let's see, how far did Keneniza sprint at the end? So sprinted for 64.35 seconds at 7.7 meters per second. So we got to take this 64.35 times 7.7 to tell us how far they sprinted, that he sprinted. So look, this is the non-rounded number, so I'm just going to leave that in there. Multiply it by 7.7, and that gives us 495.5 meters about. Okay. All right. And that's that one. Okay. If you have any further questions on any of these, please feel free to ask. Thanks.